my balls. Suck my balls.
How would you children like to suck on my chocolate salty balls?
Oh, you mean like a chocolate candy?
No, I mean my balls.
Ladies and the gentlemen, welcome back. That's right, welcome back to another edition.
Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
S
Suck my balls.
M
Suck my balls.
E a South Park review. That's right, it's a South Park review
Suck my balls.
for you.
Suck my balls.
And we
Suck my
are
balls.
back. That's right. Each and every week, we love to bring you South Park reviews.
Suck my balls.
Laugh, giggle,
Suck my balls.
embrace us,
Suck my balls.
know us, love us, be a part of us, be inside Dane every week, inside of his ear hole and inside of his mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another edition of SMB, a South Park review. Of course, I'm your host, the heat. I can't be beaten. Guy who's high with the air is dry. Yeah, boy. MSG. You can follow us as a podcast by going to linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. I'm pointing at it too. linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. Click the link, go there, and like our stuff. Share it. Tell your brother, tell your mother, tell your sister, tell your dad, tell your breast friend who's named Thad.
Yeah, your breast friend.
Your breast friend.
Yeah, your breast friend. Yo, I mean, we all have a couple.
We're
of
inclusive. We're inclusive here on the podcast. If you got breasts, we want to be your friend. That's all.
Yeah, inclusive. That was amazing. Inclusive of titties.
We are inclusive of the titties. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, he's back. Yes, to the double OP. Back 2 weeks in a row.
Making a triumphant return.
Margaritaville, and now for Eat, Pray, and Queef, Scoop Jackson. What's going on, Scoop? How you doing? Feeling good? Feeling great?
I'm only here for the scoop.
Okay, he's only here for the scoop. Shout out to the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. He is a trivia God. Joe Vernola, who gave us an update. Apparently, there might be some more stuff that happened with his neck, and he can't talk right now. It's hurting him. So he's not going to be on the show for a while, but we love you, Joe. Can't wait to have you back.
That's why I'm here.
That's right. What?
Well, Jesus. Step on a man when he's down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, heard his voice already. This man likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's the man who solicits those pics to get your clicks. He's a writer, director, producer, and on-screen talent. Dane Becker.
You know, it might be inappropriate to say something given that you just gave a throaty update on Joe, but my voice is shot after an amazing night of Derby City Wrestling at Derby City W on all social platforms. 800 plus fans in attendance, the loudest crowd and the largest crowd from a local Louisville promotion that this city has seen in, frankly, lots and lots and lots of years, since the Louisville Gardens almost. Thank you, everybody that showed up. Thank you, everybody that watches on YouTube at Memphis Wrestling's YouTube channel. And other than that, I'm just happy to be here.
Eat, Pray, Queef is the 4th episode of Season 13, the 185th overall episode of South Park, as it first aired on April the 1st, 2009. And this is SMB number 188. Eat, Pray, and Queef. What do you mean that's not where babies are come from? Clear to my face. We're not there. But this is another. This is an April.
We're not there.
We're not there. This is another April Fool's style of joke on the boys. As someone plays an April Fool's joke on the boys, and it does not go over well. So here's what happened. The boys, as well as the male 4th grade class, go to Cartman's house in anticipation for the latest episode of Terrance and Phillip. However, the episode doesn't air, and a April Fool's joke ensues, just like it has in the past when previous quote-unquote Canada episodes would air, such as Terrance and Phillip's Not Without My Anus. That aired. And they are surprised to find a new show called The Queef Sisters, as it's in its place, which none of the boys do like. Now, Dane, before we get into the clip here, did you remember seeing this episode and thinking that this is hilarious, or this is disgusting, I don't want to see queefs?
No, I didn't. This is one of the few episodes in my time as being a fan that I didn't see when it came out live. But later on, I thought at first that it was gross. And it took me a while to realize and like it, but also realize, oh man, they got me. I literally randied myself into randying this entire episode. Like, they caught me, as South Park sometimes does.
We got him, Stan. We beat him.
yeah, that was me. And then now, I think this episode is great. The Queef Sisters are honestly, literally the worst part of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
The best part is obviously the Prime Minister stuff or whatever the fuck he is. And then the other best part is the song at the end. But we will get there. We're not there yet, as Matt says.
Here. All right. So the one linear line here is about the Queefs. And then on the flip side, we've got Terrance and Phillip who are going to meet those Queef Sisters. But let's start with the episode here as it revolves, as I mentioned, around the boys finding out that their show got canceled. And they're not too happy about it. They're none too happy about it. Oh, I got it.
It'll never end.
Hey, Stan, you want to maybe study together after school?
What? No way, Wendy. Today's the day.
What day?
The day they're showing part 2 of last week's Terrance and Phillip show. They're gonna finally reveal who Phillip farted on to get out of jail.
Oh, God, that show is so dumb.
Dumb? Phillip farted in somebody's face super hard, but you don't know who until this week's episode.
This has been the longest week of my life.
Super
Why do boys
hard.
think farts are so funny? They're juvenile and gross.
No, you're right, baby. Farts totally aren't funny.
Ew! Come on, guys, we gotta go.
Always.
We're finally
You know
gonna
always
find out the
butters.
truth of who Phillip farted on. Get to my house!
Always but
Fucking Jimmy. We have to go there and find out who Phillip farted on. It's like, thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that.
way to go. Way to go there, Jimmy.
All right. So here we go. Now they're watching the episode.
It wasn't me!
And now, the thrilling conclusion of Terrance and Phillip Blood Rage will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you this Queef Sisters special.
Oh, how the turntables.
Canada Channel presents the Queef Sisters.
The Queef Sisters.
Captain and Katie Queef, 2 Toronto girls who love shooting air out their vaginas. It's a Queef Sisters special on Channel Canada.
Canada.
All right, Queef Sisters, it's time for your yearly
What's
pap
that?
smear and vag exam. All right, doctor. I'm
Let me
ready,
just
doctor.
check for
Now, I'm just
cysts.
going to check for cysts.
And then she gets queefed on. That's good. That's good stuff. So yes, the next day at school now, Cartman argues with the Canadian head of network on the phone.
That's good. That's good stuff. Literally 30 seconds of queefing.
Right? Exactly. They show 30 seconds of queefing and it ends the scene with Butters going, we're not going to see part 2 of the Terrance and Phillip show. Well, I'd say poor Butters, but he kind of got what he deserved there, and we'll talk about it now, coming up. The next day at school, Cartman argues with the Canadian head of networking on the phone. And when the 4th grade girls hear about this, Red says that the fellow student Samantha Duskin can actually make herself queef on command. So then Wendy says she has an idea, and then as the boys are writing a letter to the Canada channel about the Queef Sisters and being against it, Samantha, accompanied by the girls, show up and expel air from her vagina, queefing in Butters' face. And if you just go back to the first scene that we just saw there, Butters was laughing at the girl who got farted on her face, and it was full circle. Carmen was like a bitch. That dude got queefed on his face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, little nugget there that I saw that they dropped.
Yeah, good.
I've been on hold for 35 minutes. Well, we want some goddamn answers. That's what we want. Like, why did you show that smut instead of the Terrance and Phillip conclusion, you asshole?
What's going on?
We're complaining to the Canada Network because they put something really gross on TV. You want to tell me what's funny about 2 women shooting air from their vagina into a man's face? No, see, some of us were eating when you showed that. I threw up on my way home. Clyde threw up on his way home. What makes you think you can put that kind of film on television?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Cartman.
Clyde threw up on his way
What
home.
happened?
They didn't show part 2 of Terrance and Phillip. They replaced it with the Queef Sisters. It was just 30 minutes of 2 women queefing on people. Oh, what?
Cartman's
so
just
farts are
pretending
hysterical,
he's
but queefs
actually
are
on the
gross?
phone. with
None
my
of the little kids could have been watching that. What kind of network are you running there in Canada?
We're watching that. All right, now, so here, as we mentioned, the girls are going to come and queef on Butters.
We have a little surprise for you.
He's just laying there on the floor.
Writing a letter.
One of the weirdest looking girls, too. Which kind of makes it worse.
It's so gross to sound too, because it's like a inhale out there. Like,
Hey, she has to gather and blow on that one. I didn't like it.
Butters.
Please don't step on my.
All right, so while that's going on, Terrance and Phillip's show gets canceled due to the Queef Sisters' rising popularity.
yeah.
Which we'll show some queef scenes here. We'll show some quick scenes here.
Dude,
What the?
What?
do women outnumber men?
I don't know.
What in the world was that question, Scoot? Where did that come from?
Well-
My man got galaxy mind for a second. It's like shower thought.
Because it was like, well, they became the quickest, most popular show, and they kicked Terrance and Phil out. So then it's like, okay, in this universe or this galaxy or whatever it is, are there more women than men?
That's a great question.
No, it's just because a bunch of Canadians believe that that's how you're born. So it's like documentary style content for them over there. Obviously,
We have to
right, Matt?
You created my face.
They quit in my bag.
All right, so
Hey, quite my face.
let's jump here to the scene with the Queef Sisters, or we're going to show Terrance and Phillip getting fired, and then we're going to show Martha Stewart showing what you can do with your queef after now that queefs are being accepted. Before we get to that scene, though, also here, let's show here where Randy gets off the phone after it's been told by the other parents about the queefing, and then it leads to the PTA meeting here.
Why? What happened?
A girl at school, she queefed on one of Stan's friends today.
A death in the family for sure.
Definitely.
And then here's Randy's talk with, "Hey guy, hey bud,
How's it going?
Hey boy, are you
Hey,
doing
bro.
all right? Are you
Heard
processing
about what
well?
happened at school today. You want to talk about it?
Butters was just sitting there, Dad. He didn't even know it was coming.
I know.
Dude,
Mel.
it's like he got like
Sometimes bad things
drove
happen to
by.
good people.
or
Like,
something."
what in the
I mean,
world?
Butters is still
Like, he got-
Butters, and
he
he
got
needs you guys
sexually
right now
abused
more
or
than
something.
anybody.
It was so
Yeah,
gross,
Butters
Dad.
was
I mean, what if
shot
another girl at
today.
school tries to...
Hey, we're getting all the parents together and we're going to take care of this, okay? Nothing like this will ever happen again.
All right, so now we're going
Just
to
'cause
jump
the
into the
Regis
live
guy.
with the Regis and Kelly segment, and then following that, Terrance and Phillip are going to get fired.
Mhm.
And we'll also see Martha Stewart here. So here we go.
Our next guest have really taken America by storm. Their new hit show is being tuned in by women all over the world. Please welcome the Queef Sisters.
Oh, hello, Regis.
This is the greatest Regis ever.
So, gals, you seem to really like queefing.
Well, Reg, it's like
Really
this.
like queefing.
We think that queefing is a perfectly normal
She
female
called him
bodily function.
Reg.
Why not have fun with it?
Man, that lifted it over off the ground.
But I mean, really, isn't queefing a bit juvenile?
Men enjoy farts, so why shouldn't women enjoy their quiz?
That is a good point.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
this
right. We've
moral
written all
of this
about it in our
episode.
new feminist book, Eat, Pray, Queef.
Eat, pray, queef.
Oh,
Well, I think that what you
Quiet.
gals are doing for the feminist movement is
Incredible.
amazing. And that's why women all over America stand behind you.
And now she's going to queef.
man, legs up in the hands kind of
It's a job
queef.
you've
Good
done a terrific
lord.
show for many, many years. You've made Canada Channel what it is
Here's-
today.
I'm getting
You're
fired.
You're fired.
Fired?
Sorry, guys, but this queefing thing is really catching on. Queef Sisters ratings are through the roof. And to pay them what they're asking, we gotta get rid of you. Goodbye. Here's some cookies.
Goodbye. Here's some cookies.
No pay cut. Just straight fired.
All right, and now here we go. One of the best scenes with Martha.
Yo-
Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. With Martha Stewart now is going to show you how you can do what you can do with your queef.
Just like most women out there, I've really gotten into queefing lately. There's a lot of fun and interesting ways we can decorate our queefs and just make them more dynamic for the holidays.
So it shows Martha
What we're
Stewart
gonna
here,
do is just
here on the
cut out some
podcast,
paper.
the blurred out,
Yes.
you know,
Cut
vagina.
out little stars or little moon shapes.
Little moon shapes.
Jam those up. And then I've got some simple little sparkles from the hobby
Yes,
store. They
it's
come in
various
little tube,
things
which
of
make it
glitter.
very easy to just shoot right up the old. There we are.
Right up the old.
You know
Of
what?
course, you can feel free
On
to add
retrospect,
little
kind of
flowers
hate
or maybe
this.
some festive
I
Easter
said it was
cards.
great.
But the
You
point is
played
that
it.
when we're done, we
Kind of hate it.
let one
Wait,
rip.
this part's best. Do you see how pretty that is, Dane? Do you see how pretty that is?
pretty that is.
You know, I can appreciate beauty in its truest
You see how
form.
Oh my gosh, yes. So as you heard there, Martha Stewart, of course, being a professional at sticking things up her behind and now into her vagina, is
Is she?
Yeah, well, she stuck the turkey up her asshole when Cartman figured out.
Oh my God, she is. You know, the lore goes so deep in this show.
Yes, Cartman.
She bastes it in lube.
All right, she based it in lube. I don't want to talk about that right now. Don't want to talk about that. I want to make my turkey. Just want to baste my turkey. That was right before she went to jail.
So if you just baste your turkey with this nice lubrication right here and set it in the oven for 4 hours, and now you got it naked out right here, and you just stick it right up there. Right up there.
Next,
man, this goes all the way back to the South Park movie. They just love inserting and exerting, if you want to call it that. Matt, go ahead.
Right, so the duo, now Terrance and Phillip, pissed they lost their show. They attempt to go and kill their rivals, that being the Queef Sisters, but their plan backfires because they immediately fall in love with them, and then they kind of do like a parody of these two, like going to different wine orchards, having sex.
While they're driving.
Yeah, getting drunk, having sex, queefing and farting.
And driving.
They end up fighting. The Queef Sisters kick them out of their home after getting into a fight. Moments later, though, Terrance and Phillip admit that they love the Queef Sisters and can't live without them, so they go and make up with the Queef Sisters. So we'll show a little bit of that of the Queef Sisters in case you feel out.
It's Canadian television stars, Terrance and Phillip. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh, hello, sir.
The way she said that.
Honor to meet you. Oh, Katie, I'm getting all goosebumpy and queefy.
I'm getting all goosebumps.
Goosebumpy and
May we come in,
yeah.
please?
And Queef.
Oh, certainly, though I
Come
fear
here.
we look a mess.
Pretty nice place you have here. Network must be paying you well.
Oh, yes, the show is going about as well as it could.
All right, enough with the queefing. We didn't come for a social call.
That's right. We've come to kill you.
Why kill us? We love you.
Because you've reduced Canada Channel to smut and toilet humor.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I suppose
Hello?
if we're going to die, we should die
Yeah,
by the hands
I
of
know.
our idols.
Hello.
Your idols?
Your idols.
We grew up watching you. You meant the world to us. We used to fantasize about pleasing you in all different ways. Know that it is an honor
What
to
in
die by your
God's name is this?
All right, jumping ahead here now. Let's go to the Queef Sister driving to the Canadian wine country. Copyrighted song right there.
I can't wait till the end of the episode because this has got to be a movie. Right?
I just feel like that's like sometimes like we'll have to like fight this stuff here, and I feel like this is something I wouldn't be able to fight because the copy might be like an original South Park song or something like that. So basically, the Queef Sisters and Terrance and Phillip, if you're listening on the audio and you can't see the video right now or the clips, they're just driving around the Canadian red wine wineries, getting drunk, queefing, and farting on each other, and then every time, like
every Sunday night for me, Matt.
Well, they go back and forth with Terrance and Phillip yelling at the Queef Sisters thinking they queefed, but really it was Phillip who farted. And then they also realized that they got the wrong chicks, so then they swap girls here. And that's how that scene really wraps up. So before we get into the next scene here, I do want to make a key point here. A couple different scenes we need to go back and we need to talk about some queefing here. So let's talk about this. First off, at the Marsh's house, we got Sharon and Shelly, and they're at the table with Randy and Stan. They're sitting down to eat, right? And Sharon starts queefing, and it really pisses off Randy, like it to no extent. Like he gets up and he leaves, and like she even breaks down a story. Okay, my friend who's pregnant had a baby who farted inside her, and then they all start laughing. And when she farted, the gas went inside of her stomach. And then that gas shot out of her vagina. And then they're like, she's like, when did it stop being funny? The moment that gas came out of her vagina, Sharon.
Sharon.
Randy's not too happy about it, so we'll jump.
Okay, that's enough, girls, all right? I mean, how old are you, Sharon?
Sorry, it's kind of funny how much it bothers you.
Oh, yeah, that's really funny.
Stop it, Mom.
Yeah, okay? Just try to have a nice dinner, okay?
God dang,
Okay,
serious.
I'm sorry.
Very serious here. Great queef joke coming from Shelly here.
Excuse me. Hey, Mom, do you like Australia? Because that was a great barrier queef.
That's it, I'm leaving.
I'm going to.
I'm going to.
Randy, how many times have you farted in bed and held my head under the covers?
That's completely different.
Yeah, it's different, Mom.
All right, tell me exactly where the line is. Okay, how about this? I have a friend, Abby. She had a baby boy and it farted.
Yeah.
But she was actually still pregnant with the baby boy and it farted inside her. And
Still
then
good,
the
still
gas from
good.
The baby's fart traveled down and shot out her vagina.
Come on, Stanley.
Come on, Dan, let's go.
Oh, so when does that stop being funny?
It stopped being funny the second that air came out her vagina, Sharon.
Sharon.
That was incredible. Can we give it up for the female voice actor? Oh, good lord. She gave the greatest, like, mom laughing at a kid's actually funny joke laugh, and then that giggle at the end. What a great scene. What a great scene.
So
Lost
now
Subway.
there's a court case that's going to come up here, and it's going to be surrounding the queefing. And to do so, the boys are elected, at least is what it seems like, to find a spokesperson about the dangers of queefing. And they elect to, of course, go to the boy that was queefed on, Butters. So they show up and they basically ask Butters to be the poster boy for why queefing is wrong. And this leads to a court case with Butters at the queefing incident with a female senator and a guy, that being Randy, representing their arguments about what is more funny or what makes sense, farting and queefing. But before we get there, let's show the boys talking to Butters as he's recovering from his post-queef.
Hey, Butters. How you holding
What is
up,
he
man?
doing? It's like steroid trial Vince
We
McMahon.
got you a present, Butters. I'll put it here on your nightstand because none of us want to touch you since you got queefed on. Thanks.
Cartman is the
I'm afraid things have gotten worse. All the women suddenly think that queefing is funny.
He's getting worse. We're losing him.
But we need to take your picture. My picture? You're going to be the face of queef abuse, Butters, so that we can make people open their eyes.
They consistently use him as a victim. It's so great.
It is. All right, so now here's the court case now with, as we're going to see, it's not a joke.
Queefing has become an acceptable evil.
Last week at our school, a girl queefed right into our friend's face. That is what we are here to tell you.
Cartman's
It's
got
not
it.
a joke.
It's not a joke.
On television, as children are starting to see and hear more and more graphic queefing.
Like queefing.
I would like to take this opportunity to explain why farts are funny and queefs are not.
Here we go, Dane.
Men have always joked about farts,
Go hard.
and we in fact name our farts. We have the squeaker, and then there's the foghorn,
Right?
and the don't be scared, and of course there's the...
Excuse me. Well, if that really is your argument, it isn't a very sound
Gets
one.
Mike.
Women name their queefs too. That's right, we do. Yeah, that's right.
That's right, we do.
We have the sneezing unicorn and the resuscitator.
Stop it, lady!
Stop it,
It's not
eh?
the same. We've got the Chinese firecracker.
Pretty damn impressive.
That is
That's all well and good, but we can do the road warrior.
No, we go in, we kill. No more talk, we kill. Soon, my dog of war, but we have to do it my way.
Ah! Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, says Randy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It makes me laugh and cry every single time. So, if that was a rap battle, but instead of rap, it was air coming out of your orifices, I really think the girls had that one. They had the way better air coming out of your orifices.
No, I don't know. That firecracker was pretty impressive.
Firecracker was pretty damn impressive. So following this, the next day, queefing is banned. However, and so Randy and Stan are pretty excited. In your face, Sharon, it's banned. You can't queef no more. And then Sharon gives a heartfelt speech about, like, this wasn't about queefing. This was about the simple fact that there was finally something that women could do to irritate men, and that there was nothing really men could do about it because they can't queef, right? So they can't emulate it. They can't control it. They can't make it their own. It's something that women can do that bothers guys. And as a result,
Because we can't do it.
as a result, she of course feels hurt and insulted. And this is an example of sexism, if you will, as what the kind of moral under subtext of this episode was here.
100%.
So we'll show that there, and then we're gonna wrap up the episode, and we'll show how the guys respond to that. Because how the guys responded is great. All right, so here's Randy now picking up the newspaper.
Oh my God.
Oh my god!
Road
Oh my God, Stan!
Road
Stan, we
Road
did it!
Warrior.
Colorado Senate moved
The Road Warrior Queef worked against the women.
Right.
Son, yeah!
What's going on?
Ha! Read and weep, Sharon. No more queefing.
No more queefing.
Well, congratulations, guys. Looks like you got us. Good job.
Oh, come on. Just because you can't queef anymore.
You really think women care that much about queefing? Is that really what you think this has all been about?
Well, yeah.
This has been about women having a little bit of fun for once at your expense.
I mean,
Just this one time we could be the immature ones to make you feel uncomfortable. But no,
Stupid.
you just couldn't let us have that one little thing, could you?
All right, so that's the speech as you heard. So
Based.
So here's what the solution is. Randy and the rest of the men in town all decide to sing a song that lets the women know that they can,
We all got so caught up in how we felt that
Queef.
we didn't
We're
realize
saving our
actually
own
cared about
now.
something a lot deeper.
Here we go.
Stan, let's call the guys together. Maybe we can make this right.
Maybe we can make this right.
There's a time in our lives when we must listen
It's
to
even
the
same recording that,
oppressed
God.
and
Why is it
realize we've been keeping
Been
women
keeping
down.
women down.
They have power and they have courage,
And we must all stand by the belief that a woman is strong and she has the right to queen.
Just mad and mad.
Okay, and how the episode.
You didn't even get us the best part, man.
Oh, want to hear the best part? Okay.
The best part.
All right, and then here's how the episode ends with the Queef Sisters and Terrance and Phillip getting together. I now pronounce you Pops and Queefs.
And be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh.
One that.
No!
No.
Stop it, Catherine. This is a serious moment.
Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man. Oh!
And there.
Ah, sick.
Now that's gonna.
That's it. I now pronounce you farts and quiffs.
I now.
This is such a wholesome ending, guys. Honestly, that makes me happy.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that was your full recap. We'll come back on the other side with some trivia, pop culture, and more right here on another edition of SND, a South Park Review. We'll be right back. Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park Review on Spotify, Apple's, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed. You'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park Review. And we're back now on the other side. Once again, shout out to our sponsors provided there by Spreaker. And if you checked out some of our social media links, if you're watching it on the video, we appreciate you as well. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching it right here on the YouTube. Well, ladies
Absolutely. Welcome back to Botchamy. All right. Sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
What? What? What's going on? What's going on? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this man is not the 2022 Red Rock South Park Trivia Champion. He is not a trivia god, but he is.
Trivia god. Not a god, but I am the scoop.
He is the scoop. Scoop, take us away with some trivia.
The incident of Terrance and Phillip show not airing is parallel to the South Park episode Cartman's mom is still a dirty slut. In the real world, in that both were replaced in April Fool's Day, disappointing the viewers. The Queef video is reminiscent of the We Are the World charity video. Despite all the girls liking Terrance and Phillip, as seen in Death, South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and Baby's Boobs Destroy Society, they appear to have outgrown this particular kind of humor in this episode. When singing Queef Free, Timmy and Ike are seen but not really singing, just smiling. Well, that would make sense, I guess. On recent Comedy Central airings during Queef Free, one of the Queef sounds was changed. Well, fuck you, Comedy Central. Although Randy Marsh is very close friend with Steven Stotch and usually calls him by his first name in all the episode, he calls him Mr. Stotch in this episode. The Canadian doctor and Bishop says, "No," in mistake of "ow." List of stock photos that make up Queef Free montage. Portrait of a firefighter, a flight attendant pouring drink.
As well as all the Hillary Clinton stuff they were showing her too.
Yeah, where they gave her like an actual moment of queef.
Right. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's your trivia. Now it's time for some pop culture.
Give it to me, Daddy.
You know, there's not a lot of references to pop culture in this episode, fellas, but they are of great quality. Number one, if you did not know this, you are living under a rock, but nonetheless, the episode's title parodies the book Eat, Pray, Love. Didn't that have like a Jennifer Aniston movie of the same name that I would never watch?
I think so, yes.
That whole book just feels like Sweet Home Alabama to me. I don't want to touch it. During the Road Warrior Queef, it's paraphrased lines of dialogue from Mad Max 2. The Road Warrior makes up that entire segment, specifically an exchange between the characters Wes and Lord Humongous. And it's really funny, Matt and Scoop. That follows a scene where Wes's non-gender conforming gay lover is killed by the people of Gastown. And then Wes goes on a rampage wanting to hit them back, but Lord Humongous, as you heard, tells him to wait, and they will do it his way. That's right. I said non-gender conforming gay lover. Mad Max 2 was out of this freaking world. The montage of Terrance and Phillip and the Queef Sisters traveling through Canadian wine country in a red convertible refers to the movie Sideways. Yeah, see, that did feel like
Sideways. That's probably where you're thinking that song comes from, like an Italian type of movie or whatever.
I've never seen Sideways, but it's always in the peripheral. I gotta watch that. The Queef Sisters is likely a reference to the 2002 film The Banger Sisters.
The Banger Sisters?
That seems like a bit of a stretch, but if I watch that and they shoot air out of their vaginas, then I'm like, you know what? 1-to-1.
All right, well, here's some references to continuity. The large Canadian TV network boss previously appeared in Cartoon Wars Part 2. His name was revealed to be Brian. This is the fourth time that the will not be shown twist has been used at the beginning of an episode. The first being the April Fool's episode from season 3 premiere with Cartman's mom is still a dirty slut. Of course, there was a number of other ones as well, as we mentioned during the Terrance and Phillip movie stuff and a myriad of other things. Mr. Guillermo from Elementary School Music, as I mentioned when we were watching it, appears in the background. I'm gonna slap you in the face.
Slap happy.
Go ahead. If you want to try it, come on in. Make my day. Recording studio scene features a cameo by Dr. Alfonso Mephisto, who had not been seen in a speaking role on the show since Cartman joined NAMBLA. His assistant, Kevin, though, however, was not visible. But according to South Park Studios, he was there in the background. Cartman starts to say, "I'm not your buddy" when the girls walk. It's possible that this was followed off screen by a similar "I'm not your buddy friend, well, I'm not your friend guy," as shown repeatedly on Canada on Strike. The majority of the male parents, including Gerald and Randy, have sung before, and of course, the city on the edge of forever, the flashbacks, although this was a dream that Stan had. Timmy's father, though, is missing from the recording studio. Tolkien's father can be seen, although Tolkien himself seems to be absent. All the other boys are accompanied by their fathers, aside from Cartman, of course. As we know, he does not have one because he killed him and it fed him to Scott Tannerman. This is Tweak's first speaking role since Hell on Earth, 2006. Last two things here. This is a little bit longer. Queefs were mentioned for the first time, actually, in Worldwide Recorder Concert. As you recall, the boys did not know what a queef was when they were called one by the New York City kids. Mr. Mackey told them what a queef was after overhearing them mention that they don't know what a queef is, saying, it's a vaginal expulsion of gas. Stan only says either not hearing him or not understanding him or just surprised. This is Annie Kitt's first speaking role since Stupid Spoiled Whore video playset. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your references to continuity, your pop culture, and your trivia. Dane, tell us what you liked or maybe you didn't like about this episode, sir.
First off, MSG, you have to do me one favor. On that same page, read out the Italian for the name of this episode. Please. Please, for me.
Okay, so Mangia prega scorgea. Mangia prega and
Prega scorgia.
Scorgia. That is the eat, pray, tweet Italian pronunciation.
It could be Persia.
I needed that fandom. I needed that. And also, I love that the German ones are always different. The Germans always title these different.
Prega has a U.
Yeah, but it really. Prego.
Yeah. Prego. Pray for a better tasting Italian red sauce.
The French one I can do. The French one is manger pré ou fret. That one's easy. German is quit los. What is it? Polish? It says is jedz mult si siepiers. Czech is jidu viro pikrad. Hungarian is punafenjik. And there you go. And Latvian is idzu quif. They don't have another word.
Let's give it up for Matt. A small bit of applause for Matt. What did I like about this episode? It's easier to say what I disliked about this episode. The Queef Sisters were, for me, the most awkward part. But again, like I said at the top of this episode, this podcast that you're listening to right now, I think I'm Randying myself. But honestly, everything else was great. The ending song was great. I love that Cartman got Michael Jackson's verse. It was just absolutely incredible. He's the best singer out of everybody, the most musically inclined. What I didn't like, Matt, I already went through it, but then again, I get cornered because I don't know. I'm just Randying. But
it's kind of a mid episode,
Yeah, no, it is. And South Park has a lot of those, and especially in the last few seasons that we've reviewed.
That's what I thought. Yeah, the sauce Prego with the aim.
Yeah, they got a lot of midding episodes, but other than that, really good, really solid.
Yeah, I thought this was a. Go ahead.
Yeah, great song always busts it up.
The Queef song definitely brings this episode back around because there's a little bit of lulls there. I mean, when you first watch this episode the first time, at least for me personally, Scoop, I thought it was hilarious. The court scene with them doing the different queef sounds, especially when they go to the Road Warrior thing, that was hilarious. But overall, as an episode, there's some spots where it's funny, like the school room when Butters gets queefed on and he freaks out, and Cartman's also calling the CBC. The early onset of the episode's funny, kind of trails off in the middle part, and then it comes really full circle with the song. So it's not a bad episode, but for me, it's definitely in the middle of the road. What do you think, Scoop?
Same. Pretty much on the same thing. One of the favorite parts is the Road Warrior.
We go in and we kill.
One of the things I didn't like is it's hard to say. I mean, it's not a great episode. It's not a bad episode. Not much I didn't like. Not much I did like.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, like I said, I already gave my thoughts. Dane's given his thoughts. Ian's given his thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another edition of SMB, a South Park Review. That's right. You can go ahead and check us out. Linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching it right here on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe on all of your podcast catchers and platforms, and leave us a 5-star review, please. Say how awesome we are. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion, the Doctor of Thugonomics, Polyphonics, Scooponomics. He is Joe Vernola, the Trivia God. Don't forget to check out PrimosProWrestling.net. Slave to the Deathmatch 14 coming up 2 days. Get your tickets now. 2 days of hardcore extreme wrestling from the past, present, and future hardcore crazy people. Come Slave to the Deathmatch. Available on Fight TV as well as in the Denver, Colorado area. Go ahead and get your tickets now or pre-order right now on Fight.tv. Slave to the Deathmatch. Somebody will die. Ladies and gentlemen,
I hope not.
All right, maybe not. They probably won't die. This man likes to bring the pain to the digital marketing game. He's the man who solicits those pics to get your clicks. He's a writer, producer, director, on-screen talent, superstar guy who gets autographs. And he's also the man for Derby City Wrestling, as well as I saw something in Pittsburgh and more. Ladies and gentlemen, Dane Becker. What do you got going on, Mr. Becker?
I got so much going on that all I will say to the audience at large listening to our sultry voices is go watch Road Warrior now. Go watch Mad Max 2. You don't need to see the first one to enjoy it. And then if you love it so much, follow it up with Thunderdome. Mad Max 3, Thunderdome. It's not the best one, but it will blow your mind.
Derby City Wrestling is also available on YouTube and in your local satellite and cable providers if you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area. Follow Dane Becker on Facebook or on Twitter at Derby City Wrestling, and you can find out where you can watch the show. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it. That's right. Another episode in the bag. We're wrapping up here for another edition of SMB. Review, a South Park review, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back next week. Do you know what next week is?
Oh, God, what is next to one?
Next week is the iconic episode of South Park. Fish sticks! We'll find out what happens when you put fish dicks in your mouth. Who comes up with the joke? Is it just me and my homies? We were just sitting back and I was like, hey, homie, do you like putting fish sticks in your mouth? And I was like, yeah, okay. And I was like, oh, homie, you're a gay fish. Ha ha ha. Or was it Jimmy? Or was it Carbon? We'll find out next week if Kanye West can finally figure out what the frick is a fish dick on another edition.
The voice of a generation.
On SMB. I'm a genius. What is breaded? What is breaded?
A can't miss episode.
Genius have to do with each other. What does all that have to do? We'll find out next week.